I want to give our audience more updates here on this breaking news, a confirmed shooting, police-involved shooting at Pearson Airport. We also understand in some recent tweets from Ontario's Special Investigations Unit, they're calling this an isolated incident, saying that there is no threat to public safety at this time. So that's the update here. Again, a police-involved shooting at Pearson Airport. Really, it appears that the focus of this investigation is on a school bus outside Terminal 1 at Pearson Airport. You can see an overwhelming emergency response here. The number of police vehicles, we've seen fire trucks, certainly several ambulances as well. But again, we're not clear at this point if the person who's been shot or persons shot, what their status is. Are they alive? Are they on their way to hospital? We don't have that information yet. That's just an example of some of the information we still need to learn. What was the cause for police to be there, involved in this interaction with whomever has been shot this morning? Again, these are a lot of questions we're waiting for. What we do know, of course, is that this is happening at the arrivals level of Pearson?
Yeah, this is arrivals, domestic, I think.
Arrivals, yeah. Right, okay. But of course, this is also having an impact on the flights in and out of Pearson Airport. We are working also to get a shot from that arrivals and departures board this morning to just give you a sense of... Well,
actually, departures is on the top level, arrivals at the bottom. So this would be domestic departures, yeah.
Okay, so these are people planning on leaving or flying out who clearly are delayed. And I mean, Bill, when you and I are at the airport, the focus is always on that board, right? When's our flight? When are we departing? When are we leaving? In this case, everyone's looking outside because there's such a focus on this investigation that's unfolded. Again, the early reports here is this was about 7 o'clock this morning, and we've got that confirmed from travelers, saying around that time they were at Pearson when they heard these loud bangs. We can only assume that those bangs were connected to the shooting. Again, it was between 8 and 12 bangs, according to passenger Chris Rind, who's just taken off. Go ahead, Bill.
I'm looking at the departures board, and there are not a lot of delays. There's a few delays to Montreal, Chicago, Boston, Punta Cana, but most of the domestic flights that I'm looking at, are at least certainly starting after 9:30, are still on time. Yeah. So anyone trying to make their flight is going to have to plan accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing, of course, is, as you mentioned here, getting to the airport, and if you have a flight booked, right, because this is kind of a secondary story to the, the shooting that's unfolded here, but for, the thousands of people, and we know typically there's about 100 to 130,000 people traveling through Pearson on any given day, and this is kind of the big prime time, as it were, of travel time, right?
Yeah, international tends to be later in the day. A lot of people will catch a late afternoon international flight, which makes them overnight sleep. I've taken enough of those. There are some earlier ones, obviously, but the domestic travel, business travel, a lot of these are very early day. They try to catch the first one to make a business trip and come back, especially if it's domestic. So that's who you're going to be seeing a lot of disruption.
Yeah, so you're taking a look here at these pictures coming in from Chopper 24 this morning. It's got to be people asking questions about how long they're going to be potentially locked up in there, because you can assume these are probably passenger vehicles that may be trying to move people along. Again, more officers there walking through Pearson outside the terminal. Police tape in hand there. We have seen police tape up and around that school bus. Once again, there is a shot of that school bus, all those Peel police vehicles around it here. That definitely appears to be the focus right now. Again, SIU, just to confirm here, now one adult male shot at Pearson. So we now know it's an adult man that's been shot. Again, I want to emphasize an isolated incident, according to the SIU, and that there is no threat to public safety. That is coming from them.